So I often get asked, Brad, what's your little adventure bike now? Well, this is it. The Super Goose, the Mongoose e-bike. So anyways, let's go for a little explore and then I'll show you guys how this thing works. So just stay tuned. Alright y'all, Adventure Brad here, and I want to share with you my newest e-bike build. I've been riding this one for a while and got it dialed in to the point where I want to share it, and I really think it's a sweet shackle. Sorry if I'm interrupting the video, it's to yell at my dog. It's really a sweet full squish off-road, you know, ghetto Sur-Ron style bike. It's obviously 48 volt right now. It's got the BBS HD motor system. It's a Mongoose Pro XR frame from Walmart. The front has a I forget the name of it, something anyways, Lutu fork, L-U-T-U, air dampened fork. It's like 2.5 pounds lighter than stock, and it's got rebound adjustment. They say it's got compression, but I doubt that. So that helps a bunch. I ended up going to this D&M shock. One, because the rear is just a regular spring, so straight up pogo stick status. And two, I needed the clearance for the battery. Now that's something I'm gonna have to add some shots in here, because this battery, I did a little bit of custom work to make the battery fit, so it's not a straightforward bolt and build. And I've also added riv nuts in here. I got a video on how to do that. Check that out. Make sure you brace your battery so it's nice and solid. Yeah, you don't want your battery coming loose. So Bluetooth fork, D&M. It's on the factory wheels. I actually had different ones on, but I went back to these because I like the wider profile. Some of these Maxxis Ardent tires I had laying around. The shifter, you could stay with the stock SRAM, because e-bikes you really don't shift a lot, and you want durable, so you don't really want high-end. Actually, kind of the cheaper steel stuff's better. Don't go to the super high-end sprockets or any of that. But this is one of those Advent, what do they call this thing? The trail, micro shift trail. And it's got a clutch. So what that means is it prevents, it's got that little switch, it prevents it doing that. It's got a little one-way bearing. They call it a clutch, but it's just a one-way bearing and yeah, I guess a clutch too. The big reason why this bike's pro for doing this, the XR Pro, is really, you can't get away with any single speed bike converting it to a BBS HD. You really need to convert something that was already a 2 or 3 by in the front. So this has plenty of room in here, so that's great. Downside is, battery's a shoehorn job, but this gives great chain angles. Like, look at that, just beautiful. I had this clamp laying around from a headlight or something that I got. I ended up 3D printing a chain guide because I don't want it dropping and going down in here and chewing everything up. This is a Luna 42 tooth chain ring. You pretty much need this chain ring. I've tried a few other ones, the Lecky Bling ring, the factory offset ring. They don't offset back this way enough, like the look at the little puppies. Yeah, they don't offset back enough at all for what you need to do to get a good proper chainring. Because if not, you can't get your low gears. And high gear, this 11 tooth has long been useful or useless with any mid-drive setup I've built. That high gear, there's not enough teeth on it, so when you lay on the power, unless you're like on the shackle on a speed run flat down road and you baby into that gear and creep on the power, it'll just jump that tooth all the time. Plan on breaking or having chain issues with mid drives, carry spare chain, breaker links, all that good stuff. So that kind of wraps that up. The bike has a 500C display. I like it because it's not big and bulky. I don't know, I think that kind of wraps it up. Oh, the brakes are Tektro brakes. You could get any set of brakes. You probably should go bigger than what I put on here if you're buying something. Like the Dorados or the Orions are really sweet. Something with integrated sensors. And what that is that cuts off the power of the motor when you pull on the brake. If it's a mid-drive or a hub motor e-bike, that don't really matter. But on a mid-drive, when you're running, 1,500, 2,000 watts, you could just snap chains if you're on the throttle and the brake at the same time. Speaking of which, I really have come to I like motorcycles a bunch. I ride motorcycles like crazy, obviously, that's what I do. But I like their twist throttle, but on an e-bike, I found thumb throttle's best. I keep it on the left because it's consistent. A lot of manufacturers keep it over there. And the other thing is when somebody else rides a bike, I really don't let other people ride this bike because it'll throw you off of it. But in general, people whiskey throttle it. They bump the throttle in the wrong situation, and they don't expect it to jump around. So the thumb throttle's just safer. Yeah, I can't think of what else I've done to it. It's got some well-go alloys on it. Shackleton likes it. Tail lights, Instagram. But yeah, you guys go build one. If you have any questions or anything like that, let me know. But yeah, the BBS HD kit is really sweet and with the Pro XR, it really makes a great combo. Chain line lines up good. You don't have to do any modifications, and the bike rides good. Well, as you guys saw. So anyways, I'm gonna get out of here because the sun's set, and yeah.